Welcome to the media chat room, and we are live behind the headlines. Today, we are going to get into some information that's coming up about Wendy Williams. Now, I was watching the Make It Make Sense show. Shout out to Mims, and I saw that Wendy Williams is coming out with a documentary, and I was so into it, and all the, I guess, up and coming information on her guardianship and stuff that I found myself just in the chat, and I'm like just typing away, trying to give out information. I'm like, well, why don't you talk about it because you know about it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So if you come into the chat room, make sure that you like this video, share it with everyone that you know. Also, turn on your subscribe to the channel, and then turn on your notification bell so that you can know whenever we drop our next video or go live. So the first thing that I am going to say is I do know a lot of information about guardianship. Um, Now, with that being said, it does differ from state to state, but a lot of the coreness of it is going to be the same. Now, when the information first came out about Wendy Williams being under guardianship, everybody want to know, oh, well, how did that happen? Da 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 da. And so I was wondering the same thing, even with people like Britney Spears, people like that who's under in the state of Louisiana is like conservatorship or called conservatorship. And it basically has a lot of the same essence. Like I say, it differs from state to state, but the core of it is the same. So Wendy Williams, again, is under conservatorship, and the people who is over her conservatorship isn't even her family. It's like her lawyers and people like that. So I wanted to really kind of talk about what that means and what it really looked like, just to put more information out there. And we're also going to show the clip of her documentary that's coming out, which will show where her life is now that she is off of daytime. She's divorced from her ex-husband, and she's just trying to navigate her life now that she's moved from New York, and her son is, I'm assuming, trying to take over. So guardianship, it has not a lot of complexities necessarily. However, it is, let's see, it's something that basically could have a lot of gray areas in it, especially if you're a state who kind of have the ability to rule on it, but don't have a whole lot of rules and don't have a lot of eyes on what's going on. So in the state that I'm in, I used to work in guardianship, which is how I know a lot of information regarding it. And in order to be under guardianship in my state, you have to be incapacitated, meaning you cannot make decisions for yourself. You're being exploited, can't necessarily stop it, or like someone basically exploiting you in plain sight, and you're basically kind of like going along with it because you can't you can't decipher or stop them necessarily from doing it because you don't have the capacity to know that you're being exploited. You don't have a lot of people to then take care of you. Now, in order to be deemed incapacitated, you have to have had an evaluation from a medical doctor of some type of physician that fills out paperwork stating that, yeah, they feel like you are incapacitated and therefore you cannot make your own decisions, whether it's for yourself and or financially, because with guardianship there are two pieces. There can be guardianship of just the person, and or there can be guardianship over your finances. um, and sometimes they can be guardianed by two different individuals. um, And so usually in that sense before, and this is a state to state thing, right? Because in our state we want to explore the least restriction options possible, because once your rights are taken away, because that's what guardianship is you having, not having the ability to make your own decisions. Once that is taken away, it's not necessarily hard to get it back, but it can be hard to get it back, because then you have to go through all the whole entire process of then showing that you are not incapacitated and you can make decisions. Now, what kind of decisions are, good decisions, bad decisions, that differs from person to person. You can't just necessarily say, oh, because somebody giving all their money away just because they like to donate to charity or something, that's necessarily a bad decision. But if you're giving all your money away and you just don't know it because you don't know the value of the money, you're not paying your bills and different stuff like that, well, yeah, that could be deemed incapacitated. But it's just a lot of nuances to it. And in general, a lot of times people who lose their rights and guardianship is given to someone. In someone's situation like Wendy, it should be her family. Because just like if you were a person who did not have um, primary custody of your child, you wasn't the living parent. When you go to the court, it's based off of best interest, and that's the same thing with guardianship. Whoever is reviewing Wendy's case, everything should be based off of the best interest. And if her family goes to the court, opposes a lot of things that's happening, they should be in the running to be her guardian, because they have her best interest and they can make a lot of the decisions based off of what she wants. Because even though you lose your rights as a person because you lost, because you're not under guardianship, you should still have the ability to do things. And that person who has guardianship over you, make sure that you're able to do some of the things that you still want. And in addition to that, you have to file or continue to file for guardianship, whether it's on a yearly basis, by annual basis, whatever your state government and laws are. So there's a lot of there should be a lot of governance in terms of it. So I wonder, when I always see someone underneath guardianship, is why is that? Like, especially if they have family, why are unknown people, like in Wendy's situation, like her lawyers or whomever it is, why are they the ones that's making these decisions? Because in a nutshell, these people decide where you live, where you don't live, what you could spend, what you can't spend your money on, like, just the basic rights of a person. Just like we saw in Britney Spears situation, like her parents wanted her on birth control, and because they had that right to make that type of decision, they were able to keep her on birth control and just do different things that you normally have the right to do. So I wanted to kind of break that down, and I'm definitely interested to see what is going on. I hope that they go into how her family were not able to get guardianship over her if they felt like she was incapacitated, because based off of this documentary, it seems like she is very aware, very capacitated, um, very, I don't know. When I go live, sometimes y'all know I kind of stumble over my words, but she does not seem like an incapacitated person at all. She seems like she has the ability to make her own decisions. Now, I did see a clip, and we're gonna watch it together, where maybe they were talking about like some dementia or something like that. But again, even sometimes with dementia, sometimes it could just be like your memory loss for like just, seconds, or, just in and out. So I hope that they explore more, because I do see her sister talking about it and saying how flawed the system is. And it can be, especially when there are not a lot of eyes on it, because a lot of times people don't bring visibility to it because they're not going through it. And sometimes, or now with some of the celebrities going through it, it may put spotlight on the actual states to see how they're actually governing their programs, their protocols, and make sure that these people are actually not only doing the filings, but hopefully actually checking, to make sure that the things that are being filed correctly, so that these people are not exploiting them in such a way either, because you do have, as a guardian, a fiduciary responsibility to these people who you are guardians over. And a lot of times families lose these rights to their family members because they don't even know that they can do something about it, meaning file against the court and file motions so that they can be the person over their loved one, which again, it should be that way if they show to be best, if they show to have the best interest of the person, because they know who these people are. And in Wendy's case, she has a sister, she has a son, maybe not so much her father, because you do want to be able to have a lot of day-to-day responsibilities with the person who you have a guardianship over. And I know that he is much elderly, but she has enough people who are her family that could be her guardians. So I'm very interested, and I wanted to let you all know that I will be watching this when the show comes out, the 24th and the 25th, I believe. And we're not going to only talk about it in terms of sipping the tea, but we're gonna really talk about it to see if there's anything that was said that we could really ponder on. Cause y'all know how I always say, y'all be listening, y'all be hearing them, but y'all don't be listening. Whatever I say, y'all be listening, but y'all don't be hearing, because they be saying stuff and it be right underneath our nose. And maybe this could be a strategy for her to be able to get her rights back. Because again, nothing about Wendy seems to be incapacitated, because baby, she doing them interviews. She the executive producer. So why is her rights taken away? Now, like I said, she could even have basically keep her rights as a person, and maybe give someone can have guardianship over her finances. And because she's maybe not making good financial decisions. But nonetheless, I'm interested to see how it all plays out. Now, a lot of you know, and I say, Wendy is in a lot of the predicament that she's in because of her ex-husband. Because we all know that he cheated on her, and he ended up having a baby outside of his marriage. And that was always a no no for Wendy. She said it on the show plenty of times, live and in color. Baby, these men gonna do what they do, but have a baby and I'm out. And that's not surprising, especially for someone who has money, because not only are in Wendy's case, I'm accepting you to be a cheater, but I'm not about to be letting you cheat on me, and I gotta take care of your baby. I'm already taking care of you and your side piece. I ain't about to take care of you and a baby. Plus, I got a baby myself, and I gotta make sure that he have what he needs and he able to, financially benefit from the things that I'm building. And so you and your extramarital affair kids can't come and eat off my table. So she was always loud and clear. And I guess he thought Wendy was playing. But baby, when she found out that baby was coming, it was a wrap. And so that basically left her son in a predicament where he became responsible, because he is the only child. If you've seen her documentary, and she said it a lot of times that she had problems conceiving. So her son is like her, her golden child. And he is a lot of times or her everything because she had such a hard time conceiving him. And so once Kevin Calvin, whatever his name is really Calvin, but she always say Kevin. Maybe it's Kevin Calvin. And so once his dad ended up, leaving, then he had to step up. And right now he's in a place of having to make sure that these people are doing right by his mom. And I'm hoping that in this documentary, we're able to see some of the steps that he's taking so that he can have the guardianship over his mom because I believe in most situations, like he decided to take her because that is what they say. Like she's no longer in New York; she's supposedly in Florida, which is where he lives and his parents live. She always said that when she was on the show, like her parents lived in Florida. We all knew that. Now I'm not sure if they're in the same city, but we know that they're in the same state. So they're in Florida. And so I hope that they show him doing a lot of behind the scenes so that he can actually be the guardian over his mom and make sure that people aren't taking advantage of her because he whenever you have a child, especially like to that closeness because Wendy had such a hard time conceiving him. I know he probably knows a lot of ins and outs as to what his mom wants and what she was working on prior to taking ill. And he wants to be able to protect that because when you in a lot of times this industry, it takes a toll on you, your family, and everything. And so that sacrifice that you put out you want it to all be worth it. You don't want somebody to come in and swoop to take what's rightfully yours. And the time and the day that we live in, we know that people they do evil stuff so that it could be in the sake of a dollar, and that's all that people want to gain. And so I told you I was watching Make It Make Sense, and I believe he said that he had like a business or something that he's pursuing and he has dabbled into. And let's face it, he has the resources to build it. Um, and he has I'm sure the educational background in order to make it happen. But hopefully he's able to do that while trying to take care of his mom and watch over her for the things that she need because again in that business and just in life in general there's a lot of snaky and grimy people and whenever you have this type of status and the money that we assume that she has people want to pop up in your life to be able to benefit for their own personal gain. And like I told y'all, whenever you are a guardian, because her family is not her guardians, you have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that everything is done in the best interest of the person. And I hope that he's able to again come to some sort of resolution where he can then step in to be her person because again, Wendy looked like she can take care of herself probably better than you and me based off of what I can see. But we're gonna be watching that documentary to make sure and to see if we hear her, making some kind of loose statements that don't even make sense or whatever. But he probably have little to nothing to do but just making sure that she has a lot of her day-to-day necessities and that financially whatever is coming in and going out is being managed. So Kevin, which is her ex-husband, like I told y'all, we already know that when they ended up divorcing him, not just because he was cheating, but mainly and most of all because he ended up having a side baby with his girlfriend, Sharina Hudson. And just in case y'all did not know, Sharina have a not relationship, but she knows Charlemagne the guy, which is some of the background tension between Charlemagne and Wendy because it was kind of said and felt allegedly they felt like Charlemagne hooked Kevin up with Sharina. But he was like, man, I ain't had nothing to do with that. She just basically from his hometown. They from the same place. And I guess she must have came up to like New York whenever him and Wendy was working together, and basically Calvin finagled himself into that little open spot. And that's how they ended up getting together. But I think that was a lot of the background to Wendy salvaging her relationship with Charlemagne, feeling like he had something to do with it. But again, um, Calvin, he just was grimy. He did not have Wendy's best interest at heart, because not only was he cheating, but he was funding the lifestyle of him and his girlfriend with a house down the street from where Wendy was living for easy access, so that he could basically live two lives. One where he financially benefiting from, which was Wendy, and the other one for where he wanted to be, which was Sharina. And it all came crashing down once Wendy divorced them. And so I don't know how or why, um, Sharina thought that she would probably still be able to live the same type of life and lifestyle that she did whenever Calvin was with Wendy. But she is a young lady, meaning like she appears to be very much younger than Calvin. And so, one thing about being a side chick, not that I know anything about it because I don't, but that's some of the things that you have to know, that if you're gonna be a side chick and play your position, you have to know you don't have the same capabilities and abilities as a main person or a wife. She ended up having a baby, which ended up being a catalyst to her whole entire lifestyle that she was living from Wendy Williams, off the benefit of her. But she probably, and I'm sure, wanted a baby because she a young woman. And Calvin, I don't know if it was like a oops thing or a plan thing or what, but obviously they was not strategic about that at all, because they not living a life of luxury. I know that it's been said that he have like a barber business or whatever, but he's probably in his financial position because he did not have or maintain good relationships with people while he was with Wendy, because he was known to be like a bully, and he tried to keep everybody from Wendy so that they could not get close to her to let her know what was really going on, even though she knew what was going on, because shit, she was a gossip columnist, so she knew exactly what was going on, but she was living oblivious to it, just hoping and that he didn't have a get the girl pregnant, because again, that was just her deal breaker, and she wasn't dealing with it. So that's that. And basically, yeah, they was crazy to do that. And so now, if y'all see the picture, which comes from the clip that's floating around for the new show, this is what Wendy is looking like now. And it's very different than her normal look. Now I don't know if she's not naturally thin, because we know that she always struggle with weight, but like y'all know she has like a small frame and her big top because of her implants or whatever. But like she's really, really small. And she says in one of the clips like she's 130 something pounds. And she looks very frail because of her addictions that they're saying that she has succumbed to. And it just really becomes sad to me, because we know that she have a past with addiction. She said it 1,000 times on her show. But it's sad because her husband really kind of took her down, and she trusted this man. She trusted him basically with everything that she had. And being that she trusted him, she left herself basically open wide for what's happening right now. Uh, he became her everything. And that's why they say, whenever you get married and stuff, it's important to have your own life, your own, especially like in her case, she the breadwinner. We know that. She could have and should have had a lot more things set up into place, especially knowing that he was cheating. And so, because of that, I believe her giving him her all and her everything, that that put her in a situation that it caused her to lose her better half. Y'all ever seen those people who they they may be with somebody and then they pass away, and then shortly thereafter that other person passed away, like you die from a broken heart. And that's what it almost seemed like, because her life instantly turned and changed once this major life event happened. And I don't know if uh once he got her pregnant, that became real to her. But it definitely was a life-changing event, and her life has not been the same since. I see everybody joining the live. Make sure that when you come in, you like the channel, of course, and also subscribe so that you can become an official Chatty Patty lover. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this clip of the show. I'm probably gonna get banned from it, because I did want to play it just in case people have not seen it. I wanted y'all to be able to see it right here. So this video is probably not gonna be monetized, and that's okay, because I'm trusting you, Chatty Patty. I'm trusting that you're gonna like this video, you're gonna subscribe, and you're gonna share so that other people could join our community. So let me go ahead and get into this video.
From 6 years old, all I wanted was to be famous.
A Lifetime 2-night documentary event.
Showtime.
Executive produced by Wendy Williams.
The boss is walking, everybody.
Nobody can do it like Wendy. No one.
People love Wendy.
You are a star.
She was in her living room every single day for 12 years.
Yep, I guess that'll do.
And that's what people responded to, her authenticity. And then at the peak of her career, she was gone.
Are we ready?
Yeah, waiting on you.
All right. And away we go.
Love you, Wendy.
All I know is how to be famous. I really want to be back on television.
You're gonna be back on TV. That's easy.
My mom has done a great job making it seem like everything is okay always.
Wendy, make sure you look here. 1, 2, 3.
But in reality, there's something wrong going on.
Did you see a neurologist?
To find out if I'm crazy? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
She was put in front of a judge and given a guardian. That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money. And I'm going to tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
As her family, we were all sitting on the sidelines watching, and she was crying out for help.
Did you drink this whole thing today?
Keep it there.
Okay.
Keep it there.
My mom, she always talks about how she wants to work. But I feel as though she's worked enough.
She has people around who are yes people and allowing this to continue.
This is all too much. Go! Drive! I have no idea where we are. This doesn't look like anything familiar.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
How dare him? I control men.
I weigh 138.
Anybody could look at her and tell this is not just alcohol. There's something more going on.
I miss my family.
I'll be there.
No matter how many times somebody may fall down, you gotta lift them back up.
We all make choices in life. We all go through our challenges. She's still a person.
How you doing?
That's my sister.
There have been random people around you
Stealing money from me.
getting money, whatever the case may be.
Enough.
Can you tell me where your sister is?
No, I don't know the exact location of where she is.
I feel like the guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom.
My life. My life.
Right now, she's weak and vulnerable, and she needs to be around people who aren't going to take advantage of that.
I have no friends.
You know how many people come out to support you? You know how many people love you?
No, I don't.
Everything is going to be good.
I know.
I think that the guardianship system is broken. We are her family, and you tell me that I'm not capable of taking care of my sister. What would you do? What should I do?
I love being famous. But family is everything. So good to see you again, Dad.
It's good to see you, babe.
Everything.
Where is Wendy Williams? A 2-night documentary event premieres Saturday, February 24th at 8, only on Lifetime.
So y'all see, it's hard for me to say or see that she is incapacitated. And if I was her family, baby, we would be in courtrooms, and we would definitely be given some kind of cases as to what's going on, because as y'all can see, her family wants to be able to be her guardian. And she herself seemed like, to me, she doesn't want or feel like she needs a guardian. And again, like I said, you could have guardian of the person and then have guardian of finances. So but she could just need someone to monitor and help manage her finances or make those decisions for her. But if she is the executive producer of this show, that means she's making some heavy decisions, probably in regards to what could be shown, what could be how this stuff is going to be rolled out. A lot of things that, again, those are some of those things that needs to be presented to the court to have her reevaluated. And this is unfortunately some of the things that happen when we don't know what we don't know, meaning we don't know how to go about it or we should be doing, because we feel like people who are more have more of an expertise, they're the ones who telling us what to do, when again it's supposed to be in the person's best interest. However, it's in their best interest because they probably paying themselves, and they need to be pulling those annual financial reports that has to be submitted to the court every year and see where her money is going. That's what I would be doing if I was her son. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all let me know if y'all know anything about guardianship, and particularly in your state. How is it? What do you know about it? And like I say, it does have different laws from state to state, but overall, the information is kind of general, because although I'm in one state, I was able to help one of my best friends with the guardianship of her parent, because they ended up losing the guardianship and not even knowing it. And that's something that can happen too, because in this particular situation, he was in the hospital and they did not know that the family members existed or something was happening, and people just the state ended up rolling over the guardianship to the state. And so if y'all have any family members out there, make sure y'all know what's going on. If they're in the hospital, make sure y'all get into the hospital to let people know that there is family, because once somebody come in and take over guardianship, it can, not that it always is, but it can be difficult for that person to get their rights back, or for it to be changed over, especially if there is a financial benefit to that person, because they're not going to want to lose that. So, are y'all going to be here for the documentary? Um, are you going to join me on live to talk about it? Do I need to get a giveaway going so that y'all can join this live? Let me know. Let me know if you in the comments, or if you are joining in. Say hi in the comments. If you watch this live later, make sure to write in the comments what are your thoughts. And y'all know I definitely be in them comments. Even if I don't reply all the time, I definitely see y'all, because y'all know, again, I am a one-man band. So sometimes when I be wanting to reply, I be having to get together for another story. And I done told y'all, I got two toddlers, so I'm always busy. And that's what I need to be doing. I need to be getting ready to go pick them little suckers up right now. So, y'all, we are building a community around here. We gonna be family. We talking about it. Make sure that y'all watch the videos all the way to the end to support your girl and the hard work that she be putting in. Because y'all, I don't just create content. I am a full-time worker, and I go to work Monday through Friday. Okay, okay. So that's gonna be all for now. Hi to everyone who's joining in. Make sure that you like and share with everyone that you know. Also, subscribe to the channel so that you can become an official Chatty Patty lover. And I promise you're going to love it here, just like McDonald's. And make sure that you turn on your notification bell so that you know when we drop our next video or go live. That's going to be all for now. And until next time, bye bye.